welcome to the Knitting Project. My name is Sharon and I'm coming to you from Surrey in the UK, where I live with my family and my animals. Today is Friday the 21st of February 2025, and this is episode 179, or at least I hope it is. I am trying really hard. My voice is not good. Please excuse any crackles or cracks or anything, but we're going to go for it. I've normally got a little bit of voice first thing in the morning, so I'm recording this at 8 o'clock and hoping that it sticks around for the length of the podcast. What did I get to? Did I get to this episode? Yes, I did. Welcome if you're a new viewer. Welcome back if you're a returning viewer. Thank you so much for joining me today. This is my podcast all about my crafty week, or at least it's sort of about my crafty week. I have got a couple of bits to show you. Now, I did a lot more because this has been a 2-week break. I have got a lot more to show you than I am actually going to show you. And that is just because I cannot guarantee that my voice is going to last. So I thought what I might do is just stick with what I'm doing right now. And hopefully, as the weeks evolve, you will see the rest of the things that I worked on. So I've decided to come off of doing my mini rotation. I mean, there's no surprise there. We all knew that that was going to happen at some point. There were some reasons for it, mainly because I was going away and I didn't want to take all 7, 8, 9 projects, however many it was, with me, and I needed to stick on one. So I decided I'd stick on the first one, which was my homespun house socks. Oh, excuse me. So I then had a dilemma because I have a finished object. This is my homespun house socks. So this is from my advent from a homespun house. I love this. I love these. They're so pretty. I have got 2. They match. Actually, they match. They match quite well. I haven't really done any extra rows, which normally I do with these things, but they're pretty much identical. I love them. I love them a lot. They're so pretty. So I got these done. I got these finished, and then there's 12 minis. So I've got so these are in order, date order. So that was not day 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I now have 12 more minis, and I had a choice of carrying on with the next project or finishing this advent. Now, because I am now putting these all in order into my cozy memory blanket, I decided I would quite like to do the rest of this advent. So I did actually cast on another pair. I've got 12 more minis, so I can make, and I should be able to make another full pair of socks. And I mean, I can anyway, because I've got leftovers from these. So I thought, well, I'll carry on with that. So it puts me into the next thing, which is I have cast on, and I have done both cuffs from doing a 1x1 twisted rib on this one, and I did a 2x2 twisted rib on this one. So I do 2x2 twisted rib, 60 stitches on 2.5mm needles. I knit with 2 circulars, and these are all 10 rows. So I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 rows going down there. I've got a traditional heel flap and heel turn, and then I've got the gusset going down here. Again, these are all 10 rows, so I've got 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 down here, and then I've got a wedge toe, which actually looks better on that side, so I'm going to turn it around. Yeah, and plain stocking stitch, didn't do a pattern with them, and I have sewn in all my ends as well, so I've woven in all my ends. There were a lot. Luckily, I got stuck on a call this week, so I just sat there with my needle and got all that done. So that was kind of cool. So yeah, I love them. Aren't they lovely? They're so much fun. They're going to be lovely to wear. I'm looking forward to being able to wear them, and I can wear them straight away, unlike my Christmas socks, which I have to wait for. So yeah, it's lovely. Really, really love them. Yeah, got 2. So yes, I decided I would start another. So again, I've got a 60 stitch count. I have a 1x1 twisted rib, which is, I just love how the definition of a twisted rib. It's just spectacular. And then I'm using 2 Chagu needles for that one and 2 Licky needles for this one. These are quite new Licky needles, so their points are quite sharp on them, so they're still quite nice to use. I find that they do blunt after a while. But yeah, they're my 2 little cast-ons. I'm going to go and see a dear friend of mine tomorrow, so Saturday, so that'll be yesterday as you watch this, not to mess with your head. And I've just had a message from my daughter that I need to respond to, bear with me. So yeah, I'm really enjoying these, and sorry about that, I got completely thrown by a message from my daughter and now I can't remember what I was talking about. It was like, what, 2 seconds ago. So yeah, 2 circular needles, really enjoying them. I'm loving these colours. So all the minis are hanging out in here that will be going into this sock. And then what I'm doing with this, I think it was a West Green Loft Yarns bag this came from, I am putting the minis inside the ball bands. So I still have these in order if I actually want them in order. It's December the 8th. So yeah, I've got a bag full of minis in there. Don't know what I'm going to do with the leftovers, but my mission isn't to use the whole of the advent to do this. Well, okay, so my mission is kind of to use the whole of the advent to do it. I'm going to love editing this later. So my mission isn't to use all of the minis from the advent, but I would like to use some of each colour to do these. So that's hence the second socks. I think I've got some mitts that might end up with making a second pair of mitts as well. But that's actually not a problem because then I can use them as a present. But we'll worry about those later. My dotted rays, I would use all of the minis. My blanket, when I get to the Sweet Shop blanket, that's going to be a long one. I think when I get to that, what I might do is, rather than just work on that exclusively, is I'll try and do a square on that a day and then work on something else at the same time. Otherwise, you'll have many weeks of a blanket, which I think would be quite boring, if I'm honest. But never mind. So yeah, so that's my knitting content. Well, at least my socks, my projects this week. I have got my cozy memory blanket to talk to you about. That's hanging out in my seaside bag from Busy Pottering. And you'll see by this, I can chat you through a little bit more about what I did. So this is the Next Homespun House Mini. This is a first. It's attached to my blanket. I don't think I've had a square in progress on a podcast update for ages. But I started this last night and I was like, oh, I'll just do this square before I go to bed. And then I realised it was something ridiculous like 22:11. I was like, no, just go to bed. So I have got lots to show you on this. And I need to try and remember what they all are. So this is what it's looking like. All the ones with progress keepers on them are new squares. Now, when you saw this last week, I had put that one in, and I was putting in this one. So that is the Lay Family Yarn Santa Sock Club from February contrast mini. That is a Homespun House one. That is a Homespun House one. That is Elderflower Stitches. That is Giddy Yarns. Hold on, let me just have a quick look. Is that Giddy Yarns? Yeah, it is. Oh yes, that's Woolly Mama. I think that's the contrast that went with my Woolly Mama mini. And then down this side we've got I don't know what that is. I honestly have no clue. Logic would say that's the contrast that went with the Woolly Mama. I haven't got any plain blue. Right, okay, I think I've got it now. That's a homespun house. No, sorry, that's the homespun house. That's Woolly Giddy Yarns. That's a homespun house. That's elderflower stitches. That will be my dotted rays. So that will be from Jules. And then we're back to Homespun House, Lay Family Yarn. Then all of these along the bottom here are all Homespun House. That's it. Got it. Worked it out eventually. Oh, that was always the danger between not podcasting, was that I'd forget. Oh, isn't that a lovely run of colours? So that's how it's looking. I'm really enjoying it. So I'm going to finish my Homespun House Advent, put all my little minis into this, which is kind of a memory blanket of my mini, my Advents and my Santa socks. I might put other finished objects in it if I finish anything else during the year, but I have got a second cozy memory blanket that those things are kind of going into, so this might be a bit of a standalone like Advent / Christmas blanket. My squares are 18 by 18, so they're really small squares. I haven't gone mad because some of them, like with the Giddy Yarns one, because that's only a 10-gram mini, I haven't got that much yarn left to play with. So I've only done like a small square, so it's 18 by 18. They don't take me long. They take me about sort of 30 to 40 minutes to do. I'm using 2.5mm needles, and yeah, if you want to see how I do my cozy memory blanket, I have got a snippet of how I do mine. It is not a tutorial, not by any stretch of the imagination, but it's just a walkthrough of how I do my ones. I'm sorry, I'm going to have to keep this short. My voice is completely going now. So that's my cozy memory blanket. Really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying my cozy memory blanket. It's like these are a consequence of this. So it's like I want to put the yarn in this, but then I need to, well, I don't need to, there's no rules, is there? But I then feel that I should carry on with a project as well, because originally I was like, we'll just put them in here and then don't worry about it. And I was like, well, that's a bit of a waste, isn't it? So I am going to make another pair of socks, and I love these socks. I can't wait to see how the next pair turn out. So what I might do is not wear these until I've made the next pair, so we can see both pairs together. I think that'd be quite nice. But as I think I said in this, unless that was when I got interrupted, I'm seeing a friend tomorrow, and having like plain sock knitting will be excellent. So I may get these done tomorrow. I mean, I don't think I'll knit an entire pair. We can sit and talk for England, but I don't think I'll knit an entire pair of socks and get all the squares in the cozy memory blanket in one day. That's not going to happen. No matter what I might think of my knitting, that is not going to happen. But I am very much looking forward to taking these with me. Right, so that's that. Let's pop you back away for the moment. You can go there. And then the other thing I did, and I didn't do that this week, but I did do it last week, was I did some of my embroidery, which is hanging out in my So Sweet Violet bag. I didn't do any of my quilt. So the week just gone, this week, I haven't really had a chance to do any crafting. The week before I did get quite a bit done. So I have started... As you remember, I was trying to do a thing on this each day, and I did quite a lot on this time around. I did that present. I did all the lollipops. So there's that lollipop and that lollipop that I did. I think that's it. But then I also started doing the lettering. Now, the lettering is supposed to be done in the gold, and I'm really not enjoying sewing with the gold at all. So what I thought I might do is do something a bit like what's on that present, which is to do the lettering and then maybe just put some gold thread around the lettering. I am enjoying how the lettering is coming out, actually. I was really pleased with that. So I am getting there. I just need time, good old time. I need to pick it up again. I'm really enjoying it. So that I'm also doing. So this is a stitchery kit. It's called A Visit from St. Nicholas. I think it was like a Christmas Eve one. But I think she's then had it on general release. I don't know if there's any on her site at the moment, but I think I'm going to make this into a door hanging. I'm going to wrap a embroidery hoop and pop it on up as a door decoration, like a door wreath. I got to get it finished first. So that might take me a little while. But yes, that's hanging out in my sewing bag. Sorry, I'm going to have to run a little bit now with this because I am losing my voice. It becomes harder and harder, so hopefully the volume is not dropping too much, but it's getting harder to actually produce words, which is wonderful. Right, let's see what else we've got in here. So now I have just got my purchases for this week. And this week it's the Lay Family Yarn Show. So this is Lay Family Yarn. And this month the Dahlia sock set was this beautiful colourway, which I really love this, as you will see in a moment. And came with this beautiful contrast mini, which is really pretty. Yeah, love it, absolutely love it. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, those colours. Oh, I love everything Lay Family Yarn. And also, for clarity, this has been gifted. Kelly was having a sock blank update, and there was one particular one that this might surprise you given my normal colour aesthetic palette. But one of my favourite colourways from Kelly, I think is called something like Blackberry Jam and something else. I can't remember what it's called. I did write it down, but it's on my phone and I'm not about to stop this. But there was something very similar in a sock blank, and I messaged Kelly and was like, I really would like that. And she very kindly gifted it to me because Kelly is an amazing human being. And this is the sock blank. Oh, I just love it, and I cannot wait to actually cast this on. I'm going to have to, but I cannot wait. Those dark spots are going to be so satisfying when you knit them. I know some people roll these into balls. I don't. I knit straight from the sock blank. I really enjoy doing it. There's something very satisfying about pulling that when you're knitting. And it came with some contrasting minis. So me being me, went off piste and chose my own minis. And these are, so this one came with it. This was the part of the set. But the other two I chose myself. So I've got, how can I best hold these? There we go. So that's what mine's going to look like. And I'm going to do contrasting heels and toes. Or I might even stripe these in. Haven't quite decided yet. I was thinking I could cast on in this colour and then do some of the sock blank and then perhaps do a stripe at the end of the rib in one of the colours, and then do like some a couple of, like a few rows of this, and then do a stripe in this, and just kind of do that all the way down. I think it could be quite fun. Haven't decided yet, but I'm very much looking forward to using that. I am probably going to save that for a caravan trip. I have plans for this. But Thank you, Kelly. I absolutely adore it. It's just so pretty. And if you've never knit from a sock blank before, they're great fun to knit from. They come out a bit crunkled, sort of crinkly, but that's that side. But I love the texture of a sock blank. I really do. I know some people kind of don't, but I do. And I haven't knit from a sock blank in ages. I think the last one I did was a hedgerow yarn one. That was a couple of years ago now. So yeah, sitting there, and that's it. That's it for my acquisitions too today. Right, we have managed to get through it. I don't think this is even half an hour, so I'm sorry it's so short. It is frustrating given how much I have done and I could have spoken about, but I am going to lose my voice very shortly. So the reason that I have a dodgy voice is entirely my own fault. A few shows ago, I tend to cheer very loudly at my daughter at the end, and I lost my voice, strained my vocal cords. And since then I have been quite good when she's been in a show not to do it. Well, for some reason in Rent I completely forgot and cheered very loudly, and this is the result. I have strained my vocal cords, and like any other muscle, the only way to fix it is to rest it. So I find that I can talk for about 20-25 minutes and then it's like, nope, gone, bye-bye. I got to meet one of Meg's friend's parents after the show, and I managed about 4 words and my voice went. I was like, oh, that's fun. So frustrating. It's great fun with work because a good proportion of my day is spent on calls, so I eventually have to go, sorry, I've got to go. I'm going to have to rest it now for a little while, annoyingly. Right, I think I better leave it there. So I hope you're all okay wherever you are. Take care, and all things being equal, I will see you next week.